Authorities in Vernon County, Missouri investigate a homicide near the Kansas state line. Jasper County election officials say they're seeing record turnout from early voters. What Kansas Governor Laura Kelly says about another possible statewide mask mandate.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities say they've identified a suspect in a Vernon County, Missouri homicide investigation, and they're looking for him. This is KOAM News at 6. The Highway Patrol says the victim is a 63-year-old woman. The body was found on Quail Road near the Kansas state line in the Deerfield area. Neighbors say they saw police presence at this house close to the intersection with T Highway. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office requested assistance from the Highway Patrol for the investigation. The Hot Springs, Arkansas Police Department today also released information on a suspicious package found at a Hot Springs Walmart. They found possible evidence in a trash bag in the back of a pickup truck that was later connected to that investigation in Vernon County. Through surveillance video, they discovered the package was put in the truck at a hotel the night before. The Hot Springs, Arkansas Police Department is now looking for Aaron Goodman in connection with the homicide. He's wanted for abandonment of a corpse. They believe he's armed and dangerous and say he was last seen in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We're going to hear more about this case tonight at 9 and 10. Doug Heddy joins us now. It's good to see the sun, Doug.
Yeah, we had the rain all night long and through the morning hours, and then by afternoon it rolled out of here and the sun came out right behind it. You can see those last bands of showers working out, and then boom, sunshine. And it's actually turned out to be a pretty good afternoon into the evening hours. All the rain continues to rotate out of here, so we are done with it after 4 days of rain and even some ice and snow across the region. Temperatures pretty good, upper 40s to lower 50s. At least we've warmed up a little bit. A little breezy. We got these north winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and it's going to stay a little breezy through the evening hours. We'll drop back through the 40s, 30s. It is going to be a cold night. We're going to drop to right around freezing once again later on tonight, but we are going to start to warm back up over the next couple days. So we're going to look at that, the weekend, Halloween, of course, all coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, catch you then. The cold weather rule in Kansas takes effect this Sunday. The rule prevents utility companies from disconnecting residents who get behind on their utility payments when temperatures are forecast to drop below 35 degrees within the next 48 hours. Utility companies are also required to offer a 12-month payment plan to help customers reestablish service. However, customers must contact their provider to arrange a payment plan. Kansas continues to set new state records for reported coronavirus cases and COVID-19 related hospitalizations. Governor Laura Kelly said in a news conference yesterday she urges communities to implement mask mandates at the local level, but also suggested the states might take matters into its own hands.
We cannot afford to wait another moment to begin this process. I have directed my staff to put all of our energy into this strategy. However, if we are unable to convince communities to voluntarily implement a mask mandate, I will move expeditiously to find another way to implement a statewide mask requirement.
In recognition of the 1,000 lives lost in Kansas due to the pandemic, the governor has directed that flags be lowered to half staff until sundown tomorrow. The Jasper County Health Department is reporting the 54th coronavirus-related death in that county. Officials say it was a man in his 70s. So many people are voting early this year, it's breaking local records. KOAM's Chris Warner has more.
Melody Colbert-Keene is no stranger to politics, having served on the Joplin Council. So for her, exercising her right to vote is important. This year, she decided to vote early.
Well, I wanted to get in because I had a fear that it's going to be a lot of lines come Tuesday. And plus, I'm going to be busy taking people around to the polls. So I'm not even going to be available that day.
And with COVID concerns, she encourages others to vote early.
If you don't want the large crowds and you don't want to be standing in line close to people and that kind of thing, then go ahead and do it now. And they have the reasons on there for you to choose. And you can pick one of those and fill out your ballot, get it done.
Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis says just the early voter turnout is breaking records.
In 2016, we had 4,187 absentee ballots cast, that is in-person and mail-in. So far this year, the in-person and the mail-in, we have 8,018, so we will have way more than double the number of absentee votes.
Davis says in the 2016 election, turnout was about 53%. He's expecting this year's turnout to be 65%. Now, Davis says in terms of determining how the county will vote, there's some historical reference.
Historically, the last time Jasper County elected a Democratic president, it was Lyndon Baines Johnson. Back over a generation ago. That was the generation where I was born. So if you look at tradition, it pretty traditionally picks a Republican president, but you never know. Things are a little bit odd this year.
I'm Chris Warner for KOAM News.
According to the Kansas Secretary of State, they're predicting a voter turnout to be around 70% compared to 67% in the 2016 general election. We're going to have links on deadlines for absentee ballots on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, today's KOAM News Now Insta poll. Today's question is, what concerns you most about Election Day? At this point, 7% say long lines, 11% are most concerned about COVID-19, 23%, nearly a quarter, are most concerned about possible intimidation, and the rest, well over half, don't have any concerns. You can vote at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on them periodically throughout this newscast. Fort Scott City Commissioners today discussed their search for a new city manager. The current city manager, Dave Martin, announced his retirement last week. His last day is going to be tomorrow. Commissioners say they're in talks with a company to search for qualified candidates, but want to make sure the price is right.
And we'd like some time to digest it because it's a flat rate of $7,900 is what we believe to start off with them to research and bring us candidates. And you know, with decreasing population and things of that nature, we would like to make sure that every penny we have is spent wisely.
At the meeting, city commissioners also voted to switch their insurance provider to a local agency. Kansas 3rd District State Representative Monica Mernon gave Pittsburgh City Commissioners an update on Spark program funding for Crawford County. So far, the county has received $7.8 million through round 1 of the program. Round 2 will focus on economic development and connectivity. Still ahead, we get a look at how Joplin's Memorial Hall could look if the city moves forward with recommendations from residents. And the Joplin History and Mining Museum is getting kind of creepy. Numbers are changing a bit on today's KOAM News Now Insta poll. Again, we're asking what concerns you most about Election Day. Right now, 8% say long lines, 11% COVID-19, 21% possible intimidation, 60% say they don't have any concerns. You can vote at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results update live, and we're going to check back in on them here in a bit. City of Joplin released new drawings of the proposal for Joplin's Memorial Hall at a meeting this week. On Tuesday, officials held another public meeting to discuss the latest survey results for the future of Memorial Hall. The survey focused on preliminary drawings of potential design changes to the building. These new drawings were also released, providing a more detailed look at what the future of the building could be.
Basically, that was really the main focus, was to present to the people, this is what you told us in the first and second survey. So this is kind of what we are proposing and envisioned, what Memorial Hall could be.
Bloomberg says there's a third survey out now for residents on the city's website. Watered Gardens in Joplin is reminding people tomorrow is the last day for Empty Bowls pre-sales. Officials say they have about 100 bowls left, made by 7 artists in Southwest Missouri. Empty Bowls is a fundraiser Watered Gardens uses to help care for and feed people in need in our community. When someone buys a bowl, they'll get a serving of soup and get to keep the bowl as a reminder that they're helping someone in need.
It's interesting, one person might be drawn to the color or the shape. Some of them have inscriptions in them, famous quotes, or really unique quotes you might not have heard before, but from people you've heard of. And some of it's just interesting to see different people be attracted to different ones, but they're all beautiful.
The Empty Bowls event, where people will get their bowls and soup, that'll be on November 19th. If Watered Garden still has bowls after the pre-sale, they'll sell them at that event. If you're in the mood for some spooky children's toys, boy, the Joplin History and Mineral Museum has you covered. They've gathered a collection of creepy dolls, and they want your help to determine the creepiest among them. On the museum's Facebook page, they're posting pictures of dolls along with what makes them so disturbing. As if that isn't obvious enough, they're asking you to tell them which dolls give you the creeps the most.
I think it's just the fact that they're just always staring at you. You notice human faces out of anything, and there are always these little tiny faces that are just looking at you on the side of your vision. And I think that's something that just kind of makes you think that there's someone watching you.
Yeah, you think. The museum is also asking people to share photos of their own creepy dolls along with stories of their supernatural activity. No, thank you. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the Pitt State Gorillas ahead of their season opening matchup with Nebraska Kearney.
Plus, we got the rain out of here, but now we have to deal with the colder temperatures for us tonight. We're going to look at that and into the weekend coming up next. Well, after 4 days of rain, some snow, some ice, depending on where you live, we finally got the rain out of here. Now, we did get it through the night and really through the morning hours, and then finally we started to dry out just a bit. But again, another pretty decent amount of rain. We picked up 6/10 of an inch, a little over a half an inch in Joplin since midnight. For the month, about 4.5 inches. For the year, we're at 41.5. We're about 2 inches above, but look at last year at this time, we were pressing 60 inches of rain, which is kind of crazy. Temperatures, we got to warm up a little bit with some sunshine. Most of us on the Missouri side are hanging out upper 40s to near 50 degrees. A little bit warmer in our western counties where the sun popped out a little bit earlier, but still it's cool. Look at all the cool air across the Central Plains. We are going to start to modify this a bit over the next couple days, which is great news. A little breezy, north winds 10 to 15. We've had gusts a little bit higher than that as we have worked through the day. We've had winds gusting 20 to about 25 miles per hour. The winds are going to diminish a little bit for us tonight, and then it looks like we're going to be pretty good as we head into Friday. It looks great looking east. Of course, our evening daylight hours continue to shrink up, and of course, as we fall back an hour this weekend, it's going to be pitch dark at this time, but already it looks pretty good. We have clear skies outside, 49 northerly winds, 5 to 10. Humidity is at 59%. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 40s, 30s. It is going to be cold tonight. Most of us near freezing, so if you still have some plants outside that can't take it, you want to cover them up or bring them in. But we got rid of the rain. Look at the rain. All last night, through the morning hours, and right about the noon hour, it just rotated out of here, and the clouds right behind it. We had the clouds for about 2 hours. Now we have clear skies. This whole storm system is wrapping up. You can see the upper low right across the Ohio River Valley heading off toward the east. And look out to the west. Not much going on. This is our weather as we head through the next couple days. So for us tonight, again, it is going to be cold. We're going to have clear skies. We'll get a pretty good frost across the region. Temperatures drop right around 32 if you're getting up early. But a quick warm up through the 30s, 40s. I think by the noon hour, most of us are going to be at about 55. Then we're going to top out right around 60 or 61. So Friday looks fantastic. We still have some high school football games going on tomorrow evening. You're going to want to bundle up. It's going to be chilly. We'll be into the 50s, but we're going to have clear skies. It's going to be dry. So let's go into the weekend. So here's tomorrow evening. We'll go into the overnight hours. Southerly winds start to pick up. We'll only drop back into the mid-40s. But look at Saturday. It looks fantastic. We're going to go into the 60s for highs. You can see the wind switch just to our west. This is a cold front. It's going to slide through Saturday night. Sunday still looks good. It's just going to be a little bit cooler than what we see on Saturday. 61 tomorrow. Here's Halloween. 63 looks fantastic for any evening plans. Again, chilly, but not bad. We're going to be into the 50s, dropping back through the 50s, 6, 8, 10 p.m. Sunday, a little bit cooler, high of 54, back to 58 on Monday. Look at Election Day, near 70 degrees, mostly sunny skies, into the 70s Wednesday and Thursday. So, of course, now we had all this rain over the past several days, which we needed, but now we get a nice long stretch of fall weather, which is great to have.
Yeah, it'll be welcome. Welcome break.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, we're going to hear from Pitt State's new head coach as he prepares to take to the sidelines for the first time against Nebraska Kearney. And we'll hear from U.S. Senator from Kansas, Jerry Moran, about efforts to get another stimulus bill passed. Getting an update now on the KOAM News Now Insta poll. We're asking what concerns you most about Election Day. At this point, 7% long lines, 13% COVID-19, 20% possible intimidation, 60% don't have any concerns. You can vote at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. The results update live. We will get the final numbers here in a bit. It's game week for the Pitt State Gorillas. PSU will host Nebraska Kearney on Saturday in their first game of the fall schedule. It'll be the first of 5 games Pitt State has scheduled for the fall. It'll also be their first game under head coach Brian Wright. While it won't be a complete game day experience due to COVID-19, Wright's excited to finally have a chance to be on the sideline.
Throughout all that we've been through, just to have this opportunity to lead our football team out there onto the field, doing what we all love to do is pretty exciting.
Even though it's not the full game day atmosphere and we're not going to have like as much fans at the stadium, our mindset still it's game day, and we're going to show them what the Gorillas are about.
Saturday's game is going to kick off shortly after noon. U.S. Senator from Kansas, Jerry Moran, stopped by Pittsburgh today to deliver a keynote presentation to the Pittsburgh Kiwanis Club. He's not up for re-election for another 2 years, and Senator Moran does not want to endorse any candidates for this election, saying it's up to the people of Kansas. On the topic of coronavirus relief, Senator Moran says he's trying to extend current relief programs.
It's become more difficult in this setting, in the pre-election setting, to get something done. We were trying last week to extend at least a version of the Paycheck Protection Program, that small business loan that can become a grant if you keep people employed.
When asked about the possibility of the Toronto Raptors playing in Kansas City next season because of pandemic travel restrictions, Senator Moran said it was a great idea. Final check of the weather is next. Let's take a moment now to honor a local veteran, Sergeant Darren Perry. The Joplin native served in the U.S. Army during Operation Desert Storm. We're proud to salute Sergeant Darren Perry. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Getting a final look at today's KOAM News Now Insta poll again, we asked what concerns you most about Election Day. Long lines, 7%, COVID-19, 13%, possible intimidation, 20%, and well over half, 60%, say they don't have any concerns. The poll is now closed. Thanks for participating. Scientists have discovered a new reef measuring about 1,600 feet in the Great Barrier Reef, making it taller than some of the world's tallest buildings, including the Empire State Building. Scientists found the detached reef while on an expedition aboard the research vessel Falkor, according to the Schmidt Ocean Institute. The team live streamed footage of the exploration using an underwater robot named Sebastian. Little Mermaid fans will appreciate that. This is the first detached reef to be discovered in more than 120 years, and it is a giant. The weather looking pretty nice, Doug.
Yeah, it looks great. It is going to be cold tonight. We're going to drop back right around freezing, but we make up for it over the next couple days. 61 tomorrow, 63 on Halloween. Plenty of sunshine. We do get a little bit cooler on Sunday, and then we rebound right back into the 50s, 60s, and 70s most of next week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.